Congratulations, by the way. Public all around. It's good. Yeah. They're not going to bring it to
What do you think about people?
Fired him like that, Roger Tesco.
raffle table over there. You can buy raffle tickets for $1 a piece, and all the proceeds go to missionaries in Ukraine, so it's a really good cause. Please silence all your cell phones and no flash photography during the show. If you need bathrooms, go through those double doors. There's 2 sets, and then ladies are on the left, gentlemen's are on the right. Looks like we got some great kiddos here tonight, and if you need some extra room to like let off some energy, take advantage of that sanctuary right through there. Be no problem at all. And without further ado, please welcome the cast of Mystery at Shady Acres.
Basil, please stay at the front desk and do not wander off. I don't want our guests spending an eternity waiting for you to serve them. And what are you doing? No wonder all of our players keep dying off. You ain't even one of this plant. It's fake.
Oh, yes, Mr. Clifford. I'm not moving from desk.
Fact, Greta, can you believe the wealthy insurance Fairfaxes are coming to stay here at our hotel? They just fired Mr. Earn yesterday. I have a friend who works at a hotel where they want to stay. She says they are making huge time trippers. Guess what? It says here that Mrs. Fairfax is bringing her $1 million diamond necklace from our family's American Dynasty collection. I can't wait to see it. Can you just imagine wearing $1 million around your neck? Let's see that.
Good day, ma'am. Can I help you?
Yes, I'd like a modest room just for me.
Modest room? I not understand.
Inexpensive, cheap. I'd like a small, modest room.
Ah, yes, I understand now. Please sign name here. Oh, no. So sorry, ma'am. I cannot leave desk for a reason. You must carry through your work yourself. Good exercise.
For sure.
Basil, who is that just passed through the hallway?
Oh. She's new guest, sir. Miss X.
Miss X? What kind of a name is that? Miss X. Let me see
I
that.
tell her to sign name, and she just signed X. So I call her Miss X.
How odd. Wait a minute, Basil. Why didn't you take her suitcases and show her to her room?
I follow your orders.
What orders?
You tell me not to leave desk.
I meant to... Never mind what I meant. Miss Morgan, Miss White, and Miss Crawford, have you not finished in here yet? Our weekend guests are expected to arrive any time now, and I don't want you hovering around with feathers.
Hello, Miss X. You find modest room all right?
Yes. Very nice.
Miranda, please build the group for the trailer. I'm exhausted. Miranda wears me out.
You're exhausted.
No, annoying girl. This is not the toy.
She's quite an active child. We like choosing her trees.
Let me see what is here. Very busy weekend. Name, please.
Miranda!
I say don't touch.
Don't worry about her. The name is Banks. This is Lois Banks and her daughter, Miranda Banks. I'm her order. Miranda's Mandy.
Please sign here, Miss Werther. I give you rooms 101 and 103.
Kathy, do you think we'll any takers on our tea tour today?
Well, there was a fair amount of interest at my presentation last night. I put the guest. What's the bus to the bed?
9:30 sharp, and they have to be in the lobby by 9 o'clock this morning for breakfast.
It's almost past 1 now.
Come along, further guests. You always grumble about pieces at the outset, and then you're having came along.
Why would I want to go on an English tea garden tour? I hate gardens. I hate tea, and I hate tours.
I'm going to you then. I'm your bus driver today, Mr. Russ, at your service, and this is your tour. Kathy.
Hello, and welcome to the finest English tea garden worthwhile or not. All of our tours are satisfaction guaranteed.
Yeah.
Let's go save our seat on the bus, Patricia. We might as well make the best out of this waste of money. Mr. Rogers, will you please help them onto the bus? This way.
What are you people doing here? We're expecting some very important guests this morning, and you're clogging the lobby.
Are we not supposed to why just the other day you said how much you enjoyed on the night tour? Originating at your hotel, you said it brought you more food.
So sorry, Catherine, my dear. Just a little on edge. We're expecting the Fairfaxes at our hotel this morning.
The Fairfax. And then the wealthy Edward Fairfax and his lovely one launched from the state.
Yes, those Fairfaxes. So if you wouldn't mind, please finish your touring preparations and quickly move along.
Move along, please. Move along.
All right, I think everyone is on the bus. Thank you, Mr. Crooker. Wait, please. Oh, a tea garden tour. That sounds lovely and relaxing, Miranda. I think we should go. It'd be educational for Miranda. Miranda, dear, would you like to go on a bus tour? No! She'd love to go. It would give her something to see and do.
I don't know, Mrs. Banks. I'm not sure a tea garden tour is the best activity for Miranda.
No. Children equal children. What do you think? We'd be delighted to have you join us. We've never had a child on one of our tea tours before. It would be a new experience.
Say that again.
Oh, Albert, did you see that? An English tea garden tour. That sounds delightful, don't you think? I wonder if it's offered daily. We'll have to try it out while we're here. What do you think, Albert? Albert! Ingrid, dear, are these all of our cases? Yes. No, there are 2 more in the taxi. We can get the driver to bring those in. Good morning, young man. You have room for the bright.
Excuse me? Who you say?
The Brighton from Fairfax. We made our reservation several weeks ago.
Fairfax. Oh, yes. We have a very special room for you. Biggest and nicest in whole hotel.
Oh, splendid. Did you hear that, dear? We got the nicest room in the whole hotel. Yes, I heard, dear. I'm not deaf, you know. Young man, will you please take these cases to our room? Albert, let us go and see what is taking the driver so long with our other cases. How much do you think this carpet's worth by the square mile? Did you bring your carpenter knife? Let's go to his cases, dear. Oh, you can do it. Breathe in, breathe out. So close. Tally ho, quite a good show there. You might need to go to the chiropractor, but I heard they might be wizards, you know.
What is it, baby?
Mr. Clifford! Mr. Clifford!
What? Spit it out, man.
Spit it out?
It's just an expression, baby. Now tell me, what's the matter?
The Fairfaxes. Here.
Really? Where?
They get other suitcases outside. These Fairfax suitcases, too.
Really? All right. Now just calm down. I'll take these cases up to the room, and you stay here and help them with the others, okay?
Okay.
Oh, young whippersnappers these days with no respect. Imagine the gall of that driver to refuse to carry in our last 2 cases. I'm glad you didn't tip him, Albert. Albert! Don't worry about it, Ingrid. These cases are actually quite light. In fact, they feel empty. That's because they are. I always like to pick up a
few things while I'm on holiday. And I never usually have room for all of them. Right. Right.
Please do sign here, Mrs. Fairfax.
But I'm not Mrs. Fairfax. I'm Mrs. Wright. We're Albert and Ingrid Wright from Fairfax.
Basil. Ah, Mr. and Mrs. Brightham. You reserved a room several weeks ago, if I remember correctly. Allow me to show you to your room. We have one at the back, next to the kitchen, with a lovely view of the swamp.
Thank you, sir. Basil here tells us this is the very best room you'll have.
Yes, of course it is. Please follow me.
I guess swamps must be exquisite around here or something.
That's the best room they've got. I think to see the worst.
Well, in the words of my favorite playwright, the course of true love never did run smooth.
Oh, Stanley, you can quote Shakespeare?
Mr. Larson, was that Miss White I just saw you with? I hope not. I sent her to go get some fresh flowers for the Fairfax room, and she still hasn't taken care of it.
Henry, you really shouldn't worry so much. Young Steve, by the way, has that English tea garden before left yet? I was very much hoping to join them today. That tour-guide Cass is very lovely. I mean, she seems to be very knowledgeable about flowers.
Very knowledgeable about flowers, anyway. Sorry, old chap, just missed them. I kicked them out of here a little, or rather, I suggested that they leave a little early today, since we're expecting some special guests.
Ah, Fairfax is right. That's what got all headed now. We go about their arrival. Let me go. I think I'll just stick around and catch their arrival. Hello, I'm Stanley Larson. You must have arrived here today. I don't recall seeing you if you were here before. Mind if I have a section of the paper there?
Basil, I can't remember Mr. Cook asking me to place these flowers. I'm a little distracted. They look nice here, so I'm just going to walk
No,
back.
that's not okay.
Hello? Can I get any service here?
I'm so sorry, miss. The flowers make her nose go.
Why on earth do you have a vase full of them on the desk? I'm Audrey Rochester. I'm ready for food.
Yes, miss. Please just sign guest register. I asked Mr. Clifford to show you to your room. Mr. Clifford, please show Miss Rochester to her room.
Yes, of course, Basil. Wait a minute. That's your job. You take Miss Rochester and her cases to her room.
But Mr. Clifford, you say I stay at desk. You insist. I stay here.
Basil, yes, I did say that earlier. Now I'm saying you leave the desk and show Miss Rochester to her room.
But Mr. Clifford, you say...
Miss Rochester, Stanley Larson at your service. Please allow me to carry your case for you. It's been a little crazy around here today.
Do you work here, Mr. Larson?
No, but I'd be delighted to carry your case for you.
All right. Thank you.
Where'd she go?
Oh, she probably went home. There are the flowers for the Fairfax room. Well, I never heard from them. Basil, did you see you put these here?
No, Mr. Clifford.
Mr. Clifford! Mr. Clifford! Sir, I saw them. I was upstairs cleaning one of the rooms, and I saw them out the window.
Who?
The Fairfaxes, they've arrived.
Beth, go and inform the other staff to do a final check on the room. Hurry.
Okay.
Beth, come back.
What?
Take this and put it somewhere in their room. Super strategic. Maybe the bathroom.
What?
No. On the windowsill next to their bed. Hurry, go.
Okay.
All right. We have enough room.
Yes. I reserved a whole page for them, you see. Very important
The whole
people.
page is quite exclusive, as it was planned. Excuse me, Mr. Clifford, sir, but our room seems to be out of toilet paper, soap, shampoo, towels, hand soap, shoe polish, shoe shiner, clay
We'll provide you with whatever you may need. Don't worry, Basil. I'm officially relieving you of your duties at the front desk.
Yes, of course. Please come with me, Mrs. Slytown.
Brighton. It's Mrs. Brighton. Better watch what you're doing around here, basketball.
Mr. and Mrs. Fairfax, I am so happy for your safe arrival. I assure you that you have chosen the right place for the peace, quiet, and anonymity that you so earnestly seek. Please follow me to the front desk where you will sign our guest register. I will ring for one of my staff to collect your suitcases.
Thank you for your kindness, Mr. Cook. If you're going to see me a quiet weekend away from it all, how did you manage?
Yes, dear. We were going to stay in London, where we can see fabulous shows and attend glorious dinner parties. When we can stay there. All hotel in the middle of nowhere.
Please don't mind Lynn. She's tired when she travels. She'll feel better after a little rest.
Yes, of course. I understand. Please follow me to your room. It's the best we have to offer.
How are you doing?
Nothing to torture your needs, Miss Rochester.
I thank you, Mr. Larson. I do appreciate you helping me with my cases. But tell me, is this the resident couch potato?
Oh, this is Miss, I don't recall. Not sure I got her name. Let me go sneak a peek at the guest register.
What you doing, Mr. Larson? Shoo! You don't touch! I don't believe you ain't more money!
It's all right, Basil. I'm just looking to see what that man's name is over there.
You're quite right, Henry. May I call you Henry? It is a very quaint location, and thank you again for allowing us to source some of our more valuable items from the hotel stay.
Eddie? Eddie Fairfax? Still lives here.
Ah, yes, Miss Rochester and I are acquaintances from a few years back.
Acquaintances? Is that what I've introduced you in your memory? An acquaintance? You were engaged for nearly a year until you met that woman. What's her name?
French.
Yes, that's it. Stephen, Mr. Fairfax and I were in love and engaged to be married. But I was not from a family with money. Edward's family kindly took it upon themselves to find him a wife with status and money. And I, as they say, history.
Audrey, it wasn't quite like that.
Anyhow, it's all water under the bridge. I moved on with my life. Shall we go for the walk, Mr. Larson?
I'd be delighted to, Miss Rochester.
Well, that was a shock. We arrived for a weekend of privacy and run into an old fiancé. If she's still hoping to marry for money, she's latching on to the wrong guy. He's as penniless as a pauper. Can't even pay his hotel bill. He's been staying here for a few weeks now, claiming he's waiting for an advance from his brother.
Why'd you allow him to stay?
He's a rather charming, friendly character, and we don't get that many visitors.
That's a fair point. I'd like to meet him.
Oh, yeah, well,
Mr. Clifford, hello, Mrs. Fairfax. I'm sorry to interrupt, but Mrs. Brighton is driving me mad. She claims that her room did not come with a shower curtain. I swear there was one in the bathroom this morning when I cleaned it.
all right, Mr. Crawford, just bring her another shower curtain.
We don't have any more shower curtains.
Give her yours. Basil, where are you going with those?
Sir, it's for Mr. and Mrs. Brighton.
Come here, come here. Come here, little mousey. I know that you're crazy. I'm the one you're making in the hotel? I'm scared.
I think the juiciest bit is that Mr. Fairfax and Audrey Longchamp were once engaged, and then he dumped her for that witch. Imagine the two of them meeting here at Shady Acres after all this time. She still has an engagement ring.
How do you even know that?
She showed it to me and warned me to watch out for milk money.
Well, I just wish you would have stayed engaged to her. Because now she's my family.
Girl, did you see Mrs. Fairfax's necklace? Well, I can't believe she'll go out dinner around the country. Who's going to appreciate it?
Oh, she's just showing off her riches like the rest of us in our place. Oh, well, I'm afraid I am not too fond of her.
None of us are left. Did you see that time when I asked her to dinner? That was not the dinner. Mrs. Fairfax refused to eat his food. That's why they went out to dinner tonight.
Old Uncle Brighton had no problem with meals. Whatever they give me, they stuff in their pockets.
Well, they must have used the silverware glasses too, because when I cleared off their table after dinner, they were missing.
Speaking of missing, why were the guests who took the English tea garden tour at dinner tonight?
You didn't hear?
No!
Okay. Old Frederica Brummett snagged and ordered Mr. Rogers off the bus, leaving him stranded in the middle of the road. Then she took the tour guide and the others hostage, claiming she never wanted to see another blooming English tea garden again as long as she lived.
Who told you that?
Mr. Clifford did.
Just pulling your leg. English tea gardens were both finally broke down. Mr. Rogers never gets served. They all have to stay in another hotel until it can be fixed. That's probably right.
Really? Like, you're sure? Oh. Well, I liked the first version of the story better.
Here's about this gas bagel holding back. She keeps appearing in this agenda lots of times. She never speaks, and she doesn't tip either.
Speaking of tips, Mrs. Fairfax gave me one round shilling for bringing her an extra blanket and nap for her. Blanket and a pillow for her nap this afternoon. Edward! Oh, Mrs. Fairfax is invited to her friend. They might be interested in dinner. Go, 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 go!
Edward, are you coming inside? It's rather chilly and the night air is not good for my complexion.
Man, dear. I seem to have misplaced my pocket watch. Wondering if it fell out in the taxi.
The one I had engraved for your birthday. We'll go try to catch the driver before he takes off. That watch is irreplaceable.
Mrs. Fairfax, I brought you a cup of tea I prepared especially for you at Heimlich's request.
Tea? Highly prepared to tea. And that filthy mouse-infested kitchen depends, I suppose. No, I don't want any tea.
No, ma'am. I prepared the tea. Heimlich asked me to, as a gesture of kindness.
Well, all right, then I suppose a cup of tea would be nice before bed.
There you are.
I hate late shift, I'll confess. I'm so sleepy. I'm so sorry, Mrs. Fairfax. I not hear you come in. You frightened me. Mrs. Fairfax? Mrs. Fairfax? Oh no! Oh no! What do I do? What do I do?
Mitch,
What?
darling, we couldn't find my watch anywhere in the taxi yet.
No, why?
What's going on? What's the matter?
Why? Why?
What's the matter?
Mrs. Fairfax! She dead!
What?
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! She's dead! Mrs. Fairfax! She's dead! Honey, I just heard Mrs. Fairfax is dead! No! What happened? Mrs. Fairfax, she's dead!
Are you sure? Are you sure? Because you thought, Frederica, she was crazier than she is, but...
You don't believe me? Please don't tell me.
don't cry. Oh, please.
There, Basil. You've had a rifle shot. Everything's going to be all right. Mrs. Fairfax is fine. She was just unconscious. When you're doing enough of it, we're going to need to ask you a few questions. But for now, why don't you go and get some rest?
Well, thank you, Mr. Clifford. Did we visit? That's about all the questions I have for you now. We appreciate it if you keep the guests at a lobby for just several hours or so, or with any fingerprints and such. All guests that are in full figures must not enter from the first until the discussion.
So you're saying that you recently took out, a very large insurance policy on this diamond necklace?
What are you insinuating, Lieutenant? Of course I'd insure $1 million necklace, especially before going on a trip.
But why would you bring it along at all? Oh, surely it must be a lot of trouble for you and your wife Blanche to worry about all of the time. At any rate, now, where did you say you were again when your wife's necklace was stolen?
I was checking the taxi in my living box.
That's simple, yes. And, would the driver verify this if I happened to question him?
Well, you're making it sound like I'm the crook. I think people could be a little bit more sensitive. I've just had a terrible shock and you're treating me like I'm a criminal.
I'm just doing my job, Mr. Fairfax. One final question, and then you can go. I understand from one of the maids, Miss White, I believe, that you were once engaged to Audrey Rochester, who is also staying at this hotel. Now, that you both ended up in the same remote hotel in the English countryside, all the way from America. Oh, well, now, that's quite a coincidence, isn't it?
Coincidence is all it is, Lieutenant. Now, what does that have to do with anything?
Oh, nothing, probably nothing at all. It's just that the maid thought it was, how did she put it? Significant enough to mention.
What is a silly maid, you know? Now, may I go?
Yes, I think that wraps it up. For now.
Doran, I think we'll let the Fairfaxes have a little rest from questioning. Mrs. Fairfax, thank you for your time. Oh, Doyle, what quiz have you gathered?
A few interesting items, Chief.
Let's hold them here on the coffee table so we can examine them more carefully. The last thing Mrs. Fairfax remembers is drinking a cup of tea, which a maid, Miss Greta White, prepared and brought to her. There must have been a heavy dose of sedative in that tea. This doesn't look good for Greta. O'Doyle, put that cup in plastic and we'll take it back to the lab to be examined.
View from the lab.
They're tight, yeah. Criminals beware.
You see how this handkerchief is monogrammed SA? When I checked the guest register and the staff list, there was no one listed with 50 initials SA. Where did you find the handkerchief, O'Doyle?
In between the cushion and the couch.
Perhaps it was left behind by a previous guest.
That's not like they super hotel's owner. Maybe question. He claims that the maids cleaned thoroughly yesterday. He says they carefully checked for spare change between the cushions and the couch.
But no one's cleaned in here since yesterday morning, and we haven't allowed any of the guests or staff in the lobby since the theft. Except for the question, of course.
All right. We'll ask each of the staff and guests about the initials SA in question. What else do you have there, O'Doyle?
We have this rather expensive looking ladies' engagement ring.
That's a beauty. You suppose it belongs to Mrs. Fairfax, Chief?
Not unless she has 2 engagement rings. She was wearing one this morning when I questioned her.
This must be Mr. Fairfax's, missing pocket watch. Confirmed. It has his name engraved on the back. Where was this, O'Doyle?
Funny thing that, it was just lying here on the table. You say Fairfax?
Lying on the table? Yes, he claims that was the reason for his absence during the theft of his wife's necklace. He was, searching the taxi for her.
Or he's just absent-minded.
I wouldn't be sure about that.
Is that all the possible evidence, O'Doyle?
All that I have right now.
In that case, let's scour this place one last time, and then we'll bring in the staff and guests for questions. The ladder.
Hey, Chief. I think I found something. It's a big shoe.
Good day, fellow quinters of injustice, crime, and cruelty everywhere. Detective Thornton and Miss Emma Reed, quite humbly at your service.
Thornton, what are you doing here? This is our case, and we don't need your assistance, or interference, rather. Actually, incompetence is more accurate. On the other hand, we're pleased to see you, Miss Reed.
Thank you, Chief Whitfield. You should know that we do not come here uninvited. Mr. Fairfax had us take pictures.
What?
Well, he said he needed to hire someone to invite. Yes, quite. Because you treated him rudely and made him feel like a criminal. Really, Chief, this is a very powerful and wealthy man you're dealing with. I think you could treat him with a little more courtesy.
Miss Thornton, we just conducted routine questioning. No one here has been treated rudely.
There.
That's Chief Wickfield, Miss Thornton.
All right, I have a proposal for you. Why don't we stoop and solve the case first? Sort of like a little contest, see? I just love contests. If I win, if I solve the case first, you will allow me
solve the case first, I will agree to give you half of the salary Mr. Fairfax and I agreed upon for my services. And believe me, Mr. Fairfax is a very generous man.
Miss Thornton, you know I can accept money from neither you nor Mr. Fairfax.
All right then, how about if you solve the case first, I will agree to pay for your department's tea and crumpets for 1 whole year.
Just a moment.
That's a lot.
Not a good idea.
What is this team? Okay. We need help. We're going to put it to a vote. Anyone who says yes, their vote counts as 1,000. Anyone who says no, their vote is -20. Yes or no? Yes, exactly. It's you.
Please sign here, didn't you?
What's this?
It's a copy of the agreement. We agree to share all information amongst ourselves.
That wasn't part of the agreement.
Oh, Whitfield, you've got to learn to read the fine print, man. It's only fair that we start on the same footing.
You just want to take advantage of all the hard work we've done so far, now don't you?
And suppose you accept it to share evidence of this well.
You mean evidence such as that?
All right, officers, let's stop pushing. We've got a case to solve. O'Doyle, why don't you show the detective and the mystery the clues we've found so far?
Looks like I have a lot of clues, Sergeant.
Chief, the evidence is gone.
What do you mean, gone?
It was right here, and now it's missing.
Tisk, tisk.
All right. Officer Black, O'Doyle, you two go and collect Miss Rochester, Mr. Larson, and Bryan's and Basil for questioning, then search the hotel for the missing evidence. Jordan and I, along with the detective and Miss Reed, will conduct the interview. Unbelievable! We've only begun the case and we've already lost the evidence.
Is it any wonder Mr. Fairfax decided to hire a professional? Chief Whitfield, I'll need copies of the guest register and staff list. In addition, I'll require copies of the testimony of the as well as any fingerprints listed from either participant.
Indeed. There might be some question as to who the professional actually is around here. Oh, Basil. I trust you've recovered somewhat from your shock and are able to speak with us now? Yes. I understand that you were the first one to find Mrs. Fairfax after the robbery took place. Mr. Fairfax said that you were sleeping at the front desk when he left the lobby to search for his missing pocket watch. According to his testimony, that means that you were the only one with Mrs. Fairfax both before and after the robbery took place. You must understand this does not look good for you.
What? You know like? But my mother gave it to me for my birthday.
That's not what I meant to try yesterday.
Who are you? I'm Detective Thornton. Personal assistant. I need to ask you a few questions about your whereabouts at 11 o'clock last night.
Well, if you must know, I was in bed sleeping. But I did wake up to hear the maid screaming in Mrs. Fairfax's bed.
I see. I understand you had a previous connection to Mr. Fairfax?
Well, yes. Edward. We are engaged. But I never met her.
But you knew of her, right?
Well, of course I knew of her. Edward broke off our engagement because of her.
Sounds like a bit of resentment there.
Well, yes, I was resentful then. But that was 10 years ago.
How is it that you ended up at the same hotel from all the way across the ocean?
I mean, Shady Acres is barely a pinpoint on that. A mere coincidence. I'm on vacation from my secretarial position in the United States. And I do happen to like the little out-of-the-way places. But you might ask, what possessed Edward to drag his wife here? She's bored to tears. I wouldn't be surprised if she staged the whole robbery herself just to relieve her of her boredom.
I'll be sure to tell you some tips.
Look, if you really want to be helpful, you can help me find my diamond ring. It's been missing since this morning.
Mr. Larson, Lieutenant Doris, I need to ask you.
No, I will ask away.
As I was saying, before you interrupted me. Where were you at, say, 11 o'clock last night?
I was in my room, reading a good book and smoking my pipe.
You don't retire early then.
Not usually, no.
I understand that you are a regular guest here. In fact, you seem to have taken up quite a permanent residence.
Yes, I rather like it here. It's a quaint little place.
Having stayed at Shady Acres several weeks, you'd be very familiar with the hotel staff's routines and all the ins and outs of things now, wouldn't you?
To the point, Lieutenant, are you suggesting that my knowledge of the hotel's procedures makes me a likely candidate for theft?
Not allowed to insinuate this directly, but...
Continue.
I understand that you are in a bit of a financial bind right now. Mr. Clifford claims you cannot pay your hotel bill.
I'm waiting for an advance from my brother.
Do you think that these light bulbs are 40 watt or 20 watt? I'd say 20. They gotta go cheap.
Albert is right, Tim. I'm Detective Thornton. How do you do? Are you enjoying your stay at Shady Acres?
Oh, yes, Detective. How nice of you to ask. Albert, wasn't it nice of her to ask about our stay in the hotel?
I was just noticing how lovely that painting is in there. Did you know that painting is?
Why, yes. That is a splendid painting. The colors would go nicely in our flat. I wonder if they'd notice if just
Mr. Right. I pride myself on being an excellent judge of character. And between you and me, you two are the least likely suspects in this entire hotel. But we must pursue the motion of questioning everybody. So, where were you last night at 11 o'clock?
We went to bed at, 8 o'clock.
Oh,
As usual.
well, thank you for your time. That's enough. Goodbye. Thank you so much.
See, there's a fire right there. I could go up in flames and all the air burning.
Chief, shall I gather the rest for you?
Sure. That Thorne is such a flake. Did you notice that she spent less than a minute interviewing that elderly couple? And she harassed me about my question techniques.
I agree.
I have lunch. This is the winter time.
Yes. How nice. Miss Morgan, Miss Crawford, why don't you come and chat with Miss Reed and I? We have a few questions to ask you about last night's event. First of all, do you like working here? Are you paid well?
Well enough, I suppose.
The hotel has undergone some financial difficulties recently, but Mr. Clifford has not given us a raise in a couple of years.
That's why you started his advertising campaign to promote Shady Acres. He even started writing wealthy and famous people, personally inviting them to stay at the hotel.
And that was the third box for the director.
Yes, they were the only ones to respond to his letter.
Thornton, let's interview these two together.
Oh, work together. Well, that is quite amiable of you, Whitfield.
It has nothing to do with being amiable. I've seen your questioning techniques.